Imagine walking into a small tea room, leaving all the noise of the world behind. There is no place for haste, worry, or stress. There is only silence, harmony, and the unhurried movement of the tea master. The tea ceremony is not just a tradition, it is a true art of conscious living. What is Wabi-cha? A style of tea ceremony that teaches us to find beauty in simplicity. How does the tea ritual help us achieve inner peace? And how can we apply these principles in our daily lives? Let's dive into the world of Japanese tea tradition. Wabi-cha is also deeply connected to Zen Buddhism, which emphasizes the importance of meditation and presence in the present moment. Each gesture during the ceremony is performed with full awareness, which turns the whole action into a form of moving meditation. Participants focus on each moment, the sound of boiling water, the aroma of matcha powdered tea, the texture of the bowl in their hands, and through this focus, they open the way to a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Cleanliness in a tea ceremony has both physical and spiritual significance. Before the ceremony begins, the tea room, tashitsu, utensils, and the path leading to the tea house are thoroughly cleaned. Symbolic cleansing of the hands and mouth with water from a tsukubai, a stone bowl of water, before entering means liberation from the outside world and preparation for a pure spiritual experience. Calmness is the culmination of all the previous principles. It is a state of inner silence and peace that is achieved through the practice of the ceremony. The philosophy of Wabi-cha is deeply connected to the concept of wabi-sabi, the aesthetics of imperfection and transience. Wabi embodies simplicity, modesty, and authenticity, while sabi reflects the beauty in imperfection and aging. The tea ceremony glorifies the imperfect beauty of ordinary things and teaches us to find beauty in the simple, a cup of tea, a moment of silence, a hand gesture. It is through the acceptance of imperfection and transience that we are able to achieve a state of inner peace and enlightenment. Wabi-cha is also deeply connected to Zen Buddhism, which emphasizes the importance of meditation and presence in the present moment. Each gesture during the ceremony is performed with full awareness, which turns the whole action into a form of moving meditation. Participants focus on each moment, the sound of boiling water, the aroma of matcha powdered tea, the texture of the bowl in their hands. And through this focus, they open the way to a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. A traditional Japanese tea ceremony, or Taya no Yu, is a carefully planned ritual that can last from 45 minutes to several hours. Preparations begin long before the guests arrive. The host carefully selects tea utensils, china, flowers for the tokonomi, niches for decorations, and kaiseki, light dishes served before tea, taking into account the season, weather, and specifics of the event. Guests receive formal invitations that specify the date, time, and specifics of the ceremony. The day of the ceremony begins with the arrival of the guests, who gather in the machiya, a waiting area. The main guest, Shokyaku, leads the others through the roji, narrow path, to the tea house. Before entering, all participants perform a ritual cleansing. They wash their hands and mouths with water from the tsukubai, symbolically leaving the outside world behind. The entrance to the tea house is often made deliberately low, nijiriguchi, to force guests to kneel, symbolizing the equality of all those present. regardless of social status. Inside the tea room, the atmosphere is one of simplicity and elegance. Guests are seated according to the hierarchy, and the host begins the ceremony. The process of making tea involves several steps: cleaning tea utensils in front of the guests, heating water in a teetsubin, cast iron kettle, adding matcha green tea powder to the bowl, mixing it with hot water using a bamboo whisk, chasing until a frothy consistency is formed. Each movement is calm, deliberate, and almost choreographed. A special feature of the ceremony is the exchange of the bowl. The main guest receives a bowl of tea, bows to the host and other guests, takes 3 sips, wipes the edge of the bowl with a special napkin, fukusa, and passes it to the next guest. This ritual symbolizes the unity and equality of all participants. After tea is consumed, the tea utensils are discussed. The host talks about the history and features of the items used, and the guests express their admiration and gratitude. The ceremony ends with a formal farewell, after which the host escorts the guests to the exit of the tea garden. The Japanese tea ceremony is not just a cultural ritual, but also a deep meditative practice that requires full presence in the present moment. Every aspect of the ceremony is aimed at cultivating a state of concentrated awareness, which in Zen Buddhism is called musing, a state of no mind or empty mind. In this state, the participant is freed from distracting thoughts, egoistic desires, and focuses exclusively on the current moment, the sounds, smells, tastes, and sensations that arise during the ceremony. The meditative aspect of the tea ceremony is manifested in the very rhythm of the action, slow, measured, almost hypnotic. The host performs each movement with full concentration, turning utilitarian actions into a sacred ritual. The sound of boiling water in a kettle, the rustle of a bamboo whisk on a bowl, the aroma of freshly cooked matcha, all of these become objects of contemplation for the participants. Guests are also in a meditative state, watching the host's actions and feeling every detail of the process with their senses. The concept of eat ego eat e is particularly valuable, which translates to once one meeting. This philosophical concept emphasizes the uniqueness of each tea ceremony, each meeting of people, each moment of life. Participants realize that this particular ceremony, with these particular people, in this particular place, happens only once and will never happen again in the same way. This realization of the transience of the moment gives the ceremony a special value and encourages full immersion in the experience. The tea ceremony also transforms the perception of time. Habitual chronological time ceases to matter, and instead participants experience what can be called ceremony time, a special rhythm determined not by hours or minutes, but by the sequence of ritual actions. This transition to another time dimension helps to free oneself from anxieties about the past and the future, allowing one to be fully present. This experience of being out of time often leads to a sense of deep peace and even altered states of consciousness, similar to those achieved through traditional meditation. The world is getting faster and faster. We try to do more, but we lose the most valuable thing: peace and harmony. The Japanese tea ceremony reminds us that we don't have to rush. Sometimes the most important thing is to just stop, feel the moment, and enjoy a cup of tea. So maybe today is the perfect day to take a break